Hey everyone, Chat back from the video, and we're back on the new account, and I'm gonna give you an update to see how far we can push into Ash 12 because we can fuse our Santas now. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So since the previous update, I went ahead and farmed up my last Rujago here, so we have him maxed out, max ascended, and I'm just finishing up the ascension materials for Santas here. Now, there's a few things that we have to make sure that we're getting in order for us to beat Ash 12. I'm going to have to work on Santa's glyphs a little bit, but honestly, Santa's doesn't really need to be super tanky at all. I'm going to leave her at 5 stars. I don't think that we're going to need her at 6 stars for the moment. And I'm also going to go ahead and going to have to gear up all the characters, Mary, Wolf, Santas, make sure we have all the speed numbers, because it is going to be a little difficult getting the speed numbers with the current gear that we actually have. So we're going to have to work on all that, make sure we have obviously the correct speed tuning, everything for Ash 12. But we're going to go ahead and fuse our Santas here, and let's hope that we have everything that we need in order to gear out all of our characters. We're going to start with Santas, obviously, in the gearing process, because she is the most important. She's going to make sure we have the tankiness as well as having everything that we need. Obviously, her speed is not going to be a big issue because she has so much speed in her glyphs, but let's go ahead and jump to Santas here. We have her fused. Let's go ahead and just see what kind of gear we can get on her. She's got 113 speed, but that'll be fixed up once we go ahead and finish off of her glyphs here. So we're going to start off with HP percentage and focus on the boots if we can find it. Perfect. We do actually have a piece like that. HP percentage. I know I have a very low amount of rings here, but let's see. This one has HP flat. Maybe we have a defense percentage piece actually with focus. Let's just check here. Nope, not quite. So let's continue on with HP percentage and focus if we can get it. I'm going to reserve the Raider pieces for our other units because we're going to need... actually, I didn't swap the ring. Let's just see. Where's that? HP percent. There we go. I'm going to reserve the Raider pieces for our other units because we're going to need to make sure that we have the correct amount of speed on our units for us to beat Ash 12 here. So that is very, very important. I'm going to look for some Terra sets here if I can get them. But obviously, focus is our main priority. I have this really nice piece here that has HP percentage and focus. We could use either one of these pieces. Let's go ahead and just equip all of this. And before I start upgrading pieces and do all that good stuff, I'm going to go ahead and 6 or 5 star here, her right here. That way we know what kind of stats we're looking for. I'm also going to try to glyph her out. I'm not going to use the abilities, or I'm not going to do the abilities because it doesn't matter at all. We're going to be basic only on Santas, so the extra 20% damage on the basic isn't going to matter at all. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that, and I'll be right back. All right, so we have Santas at 5 stars. I've gone ahead and glyphed her out to the speed glyph here, so she now has 144 speed, which is perfect. And then Mary has gone ahead and got her glyphs quite a bit up as well. She is sitting at 114 speed, and then we have the Ice Wolf, and I've gotten his glyphs up a little bit. He's at 79 speed, and he's got almost enough HP to survive, so we need to get out his HP a little bit higher. But I want to start and go ahead and we're going to go strip Connor here. I think he's got the speed gear. Yeah, he's got some speed gear on him. And then I think William might have some speed. Yeah, so he's got some speed gear as well. We're going to go ahead and strip that off of William as well. And we're going to start with the Ice Wolf here and try to get just the right amount of speed. We're going to start with Raider sets because he definitely needs a lot of speed here. He's at 79, so we're going to look for that speed boot that I believe Connor had. Yep, perfect. And we're just going to look for speed rolls here. Only going to roll some of the gear pieces a little bit if they have speed. Otherwise, I really just don't want to roll any of them. Let's see here. Keep looking around, and all right, so that puts us at 138 speed, which is actually really solid. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to upgrade this speed boot just a little bit, and that's all we really need to do is just get a little bit more speed. I'm actually just going to leave it at +3 here. Gives us a crit damage roll, doesn't really matter, but we have the Ice Wolf sitting at 3.3k HP, which we need the HP a little bit higher, which is going to be fine. And then we need 141 speed, which is perfect amount of speed. That is the pretty much lowest we could have the Ice Wolf at if this comp wants to succeed here. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and gear out Mary now. And we're going to go for that speed boot that we had earlier on William. Where is it? Oh, it's the rage piece. I should just search for main stat. I don't know what I'm doing here. But let's go get that main stat speed. And then we're going to look for a little bit of HP on her because she is still quite squishy. So HP. And then we're going to look for, if we can, actually, we're going to go for HP here. May want that one for Santis here, actually. May want to re-gear Santis a little bit with that set in mind. We're going to go Raider set here, and we're going to look for just HP if we can get it. Going to get the last bit of speed here from the Raider sets. That puts us at 141, which is absolutely perfect, and we may have to upgrade some of these pieces a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and just enhance these. We're just going to take them to +6 here. That's all we really need. We do not need Mary to be very tanky at all. We just need a little bit of stats for her to not just die off before the invincibility goes off. So we're going to upgrade that. Got a little bit of defense, a little bit of HP, and we're going to upgrade this one to 6 here as well. Let's see here. Little bit of upgrading. Let's do that. Okay, +6. And gives us a little speed, a little attack. Perfect. This actually means that we don't even need to upgrade the speed boots. We're at 143 speed, which is perfect. She's going to need to be taken to 5 stars here. I do not have... Okay, we have 3 4-star pumpkins, but I'm actually going to go ahead and just gear out Santis a little bit better than we had her previously. This one was HP percent. Do we have any HP percent Terra set boots? We do have these. Okay, we're going to keep what we have. Let's just see, actually. Yeah, we're going to keep what we have. We're going to enhance some of these pieces. We're going to start off with this one. Depending on how this rolls, could change what piece we're going to run in this chest piece slot. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take it to 6 because this is obviously one of our best pieces anyways. And if it decides to roll really heavy into the attack stats, we can go ahead and put it on our Zachary or Nathalia. So let's go ahead and see. It rolled crit damage and focus. It's still quite solid. And I'm going to go take it to +9 here. So let's go ahead and do that. +9. And we don't want to use too many. I'm going to keep the Raider sets just in case we need a little bit more speed on some of our units. It rolled attack and a crit damage. It still has high focus though, which is actually kind of funny. So let's go ahead and roll these helmets up. We're not going to take these too far, but the helmet actually does need to go to around +9 here. And the reason for this is the helmet has the HPs on the base stat, which is super important to keep our Santis alive because we aren't going to want to upgrade our bottom pieces too much. We don't even want to upgrade these pieces too much, but we do have to upgrade them a little bit just to keep Santis alive here. This one's just going to go to 6 here. I do not really care about this piece here. So we're going to take it just to +6. We really are only using these pieces for the set bonuses. This one actually does have some solid substats with HP percent and focus. So it does roll solid. It does roll double HP percent, which is actually quite good. But we're going to roll this one. We're only going to take this one to +6. Again, these are not good pieces at all. So everyone should be able to acquire something like this when you're going ahead and gearing out your initial Ash 12 comp sale. If you can't find this, then you definitely need to go and farm some more glyphs or something because these are not good pieces at all. So we're just going to take this one to +6 again. Get a little bit of HP, rolled a little bit of speed, which is perfect. Gives us a little bit extra leeway if we do want to rearrange some of our gear on some of the other characters. This one we actually may end up taking to 9 here because it does have a focus roll. And we do need a little bit more focus from what I remember. I think we're a little short on what my desired focus would be. So hopefully roll some focus here. Roll flat defense. That's okay. We're actually at 52% focus, which is not crazy low, but you know, we may actually need to 6-star Santis if we do not want to upgrade too much gear. And I'd rather 6-star Santis than upgrade a bunch of gear. We're going to go ahead and run this and just see how far we can get. So far, I believe we can easily get to stage 9, stage 10, things like that. We may have to 5-star Mary. It really depends because the speed tune's going to be off for these earlier stages. But when we get to those later stages, we'll be able to see properly how the comp will work. I may have to manual it a little bit in order for this to succeed. But let's just go ahead and run the comp here. We're going to be running the defense down in the last breath for every single one of these stages. And we're just going to go ahead and let it run. And I'll be back when we kind of hit stage at least 10. I'll go ahead and show you because once we reach stage 10, stage 11, stage 12, those are the ones that I'm kind of curious about because we do definitely want to start farming some of the extra gear pieces from those later stages. If it does end up being stage 10, I may consider farming that a little bit, but really I want to make it to stage 11 before we start farming, because stage 10 could still give you those 4-star pieces, and 4-star pieces are pretty much useless on Nathalia, who would be kind of lacking the gear that we need to do stage 12. So I'd really want to do stage 11 to at least get 5 and 6-star pieces, because you'll need at least those types of pieces to break into stage 12 with Nathalia here. So gonna go let this play out, and I'll be back in a little bit. So I actually went ahead and got to stage 10 here, and we're on the boss fight, but we are going to have to do this on manual because our Nathalia is faster than the boss, which makes it so that we will not be able to have the boss sacrifice 50% of their HP, which makes this a much longer fight, and something that we're going to have to make sure we get through the full HP bar, because this team is not very survivable at all. As you can see, we have lost the wolf, and our Mary's almost dead in 1 hit, so we may not even be able to do this on manual. Actually, we're going to have to see, because we may not have enough damage from our Nathalia here in order for us to clear out this boss. I may have to use a support character, maybe someone who's slower, and just see what it's like. Maybe we could use that to go ahead and get to the next stage. Because really, as I mentioned earlier, it's once you get to that stage 10 or stage 11, stage 12, you start being closer. And you can see here we are really, really low already. It's already been just a few turns and we're already so low. We're probably going to be able to lose here. I don't think we're going to be able to get past this. There goes Santis, and we just do not have the damage here. So we're going to have to back out, try to use a support character that's a lot slower, and see if we could time everything much, much better. So let's go ahead and see what we can get. I think I was just looking at our Nathalias earlier, and I believe that Sigurd's here was 122. Yeah, 122, which is perfect. We're going to go to use their Nathalia here. See if we can go ahead and just let the speed tune be perfect, because what we need is Nathalia to go after the boss so we can put up that invincible and really just have the boss kill himself. That's really what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead and see if that's going to happen. All right, so we're on to the boss stage, and as you can see, we are actually right behind the boss, which is perfect. We're going to go ahead and be able to just let this go through as a normal Ice Wolf comp. And what we're going to have to do is actually not use the ultimate here from Nathalia. We need the imps to stay alive here. So we do not want to kill all of them up. And so I'm pretty sure with the basic, we're going to be able to keep them alive. So we're just going to kill off. We're going to kill off 3 of them. Ooh, we got a curse proc. That's unfortunate. So because we got a curse proc, well, he threw the bomb on Mary anyways, so that ends up sealing the deal. But we got a curse proc, which ends up making us lose. We're going to have to 5-star Mary for stage 11, stage 12 anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick and just see what we're working with and go back into that stage with the same support. So we're back at the boss fight, and our Mary is level 50 now, which is quite nice. And this is pretty much what we're going to have to deal with for a little while we go ahead and just let the boss play it out, because we are not correctly speed tuned for Ash 10. We have our Nathalia too fast, and so it's going to be very difficult to run, because our Mary, since she's faster than the boss, removes the invincible before the sacrificial cannon goes out. And the problem is that we don't get that 50% chunk of HP from the boss, allowing us to finish off before we actually die off. So we really need to make sure that this happens, where Mary can go ahead and put the invincible up, and then the boss can go ahead and use the skill, sacrificing the HP, and the imps are still alive here, which is very, very important in order for us to actually kill off the boss in time before we actually go ahead and die, because we are not tanky at all. And it's crazy. This Nathalia has like 96% crit chance, and we just missed like 3 crits on that one imp, which is pretty crazy. But we're going to go ahead and finish this off. It's not going to be too difficult now that we have the correct speed tune. We're going to go ahead and run 11 here with my Nathalia. I think she's still too fast for 11. We'll have to see. I believe mine's at 137. With the new Ascension, as well as having the new gear upgrades, it's actually quite difficult with our a lot of speed that we have on her. So we actually got a good weapon here with attack and crit damage, but nothing that we're going to upgrade because it's only 5-star. Definitely a downgrade from our 6-star weapon. But let's go ahead and just run 11 here, and we're going to try it with my Nathalia here and just see what kind of speed we're at. I'm going to go ahead and skip out of the boss fight so that we can determine if we are actually the correct speed tune here. So you can see here we're on Ash 11 here, and with our current gear, we are faster than Ash 11, and so this is going to be a problem. For Ash 12, we're not going to have a problem in regards to speed tuning, but we may have a problem in regards to damage. But let's go ahead and just nuke here and see what kind of damage we're actually dealing to the boss here. So let's see. We're actually killing off the imps. It did look like it's a little low for Ash 12, and I kind of expected that. We really didn't think that we had the damage to clear out the imps on Ash 12, but this is going to be a problem for us to beat Ash 11. What I'm going to have to do is back out because there's no way we're going to win this. I guess we could go ahead and just see if we basic, and we're going to have 2 imps left alive. I've never done this before, where we have the 2 imps left alive. I mean, the problem here is that the imps are going to go get a hit here, and we're probably going to lose anyways. But I guess we could try it. Nope, there goes Nathalia. So we're going to lose from that perspective, but let's go ahead and back out, use that Nathalia that we're using earlier to see if we get to Ash 12 and just see how much damage we're actually missing and if we can make that up here. Alright, so we're on the boss fight, and this Nathalia is slower than the boss here, which is perfect. We have the correct speed tune yet again, and I don't believe they have a curse set on this Nathalia, which will kind of lessen our chances of losing, and they do have max crit rate, which is very, very important in order for us to go ahead and make sure that we're critting every time. Otherwise, you could see there, we may just miss the amount of damage that we actually need. The bomb there did not kill off our Mary, which is very important. That's kind of how tanky she needs to be right here in order to survive up until this point. And then we have our Nathalia. She's going to go ahead and use the second skill. Counterattack's going to give her speed up. Perfect. And we're going to kill off the rest of the imps there. Perfect. And then the boss is going to go ahead and got a double poison there from Santas. That's also one of the reasons why we lost last time, is because Santas didn't get a proc for passive at all. And that should finish off very, very close, but very unfortunate. We're going to get a heal here. And then we need Nathalia to be able to do enough damage. Oh, just kidding. We had enough poisons to kill off the boss. So there we go. We're on to Ash 12. And this is the place where it gets a little rough. Let's see, resistance, defense, agility. It's actually not a bad piece, but definitely not something that we would want to put on Nathalia. So we needed to figure out how much damage we're actually missing when we get to Ash 12. Now, if it's the case where we could beat it, but we need that third buff on our Nathalia in order for us to actually kill off the imps, because for those of you that don't know, her passive gives you an extra 10% damage per buff that she has on her, and Nathalia on her basic has a chance to put several different buffs, and she can basically put up another attack up buff, which doesn't do anything because she already gets one from her passive. And so if she does get that, she doesn't get 10% extra damage. So you need to make sure that you have the damage with or without the 3 buffs. Let's see, do we even have damage to kill through the waves here? We do. It looked very, very close though, so let's go find out and see how much damage we're actually missing on the boss here. So this is the big hitter here. We're going to see right now. He's going to go ahead and Flame Vortex. Hopefully we're going to get a or a attack up buff so we can actually see what it's like with it. Okay, we got the speed up buff, so I guess we can find out if we have enough damage, if we have the 3 buffs. Let's see. Not close. Honestly, we're missing 20% of the imp's HP, you could see there. So even with 3 buffs, we're still missing about 20% of the damage. And this is super, super important because what you'll see here is when you don't kill off these imps, yes, Nathalia is going to get an extra turn, and yes, she's going to go ahead and hit a few of them, but she's not going to kill off all of them. And then the same thing as we saw earlier, the imps are going to go ahead and kill you off. So then we have a problem in that regard, and we're not going to be able to finish everyone off because all the imps come in and kill us off. So let's go see and check our Nathalia's gear yet again and see what we're going to be working with. Maybe we could go ahead and push for a little bit extra damage for this Ash 12 clear. So I went ahead and stripped off all of our Nathalia's gear. Before, she was running something a little bit like this. I guess I probably shouldn't have stripped off the gear before I showed you all, but we were running something like this here with 3,800 attack. Actually, I believe we had this helmet on her. Yeah, so we have 4K attack, 170% crit damage, 137 speed, which is just not quite enough. And first thing off is upgrading that weapon to 12 or 15 there. We only have one 6-star amulet, and I'm going to plus 15 this. It doesn't feel great to plus 15 something like this, but we're going to go ahead and do it. That way we have even the slightest chance of going ahead and finishing this. We're going to need a 15 amulet, almost guaranteed. So I'm going to go ahead and do it and just see where we end up landing on in regards to stats here. Let's go ahead and do it. Hopefully we roll crit rate or attack. We roll defense percentage, not what I wanted to see at all, but we're going to be using that amulet no matter what. That's our only 6-star piece. No matter what we use here, even if we use this one, it's just not going to have enough crit rate or attack. So definitely going to be using that piece. Now we only have, I don't think we have any crit damage pieces. We have this crit rate ring in a rage set, which could turn out to be super useful actually. But we're going to go to boots here. And we have 2 boots here. We have this double crit rate, double speed roll. We also have this 5 speed, 2 attack, 14% crit damage. And I kind of want to upgrade it just to see where it's going to roll here. We're going to be using this one anyways as well, just because of how excellent the stats ended up rolling here. And we have quite a few charms to play with. So I'm going to go ahead and use a few of them here. Ooh, this is getting a little risky. Let's just actually, before we do that, let's just see what our stats are going to look like before I go ahead and slap a bunch of gear on. Let's just see here. Most crit rate. This one's got more crit rate. This one's got a little bit more crit damage and attack. This one's got more crit rate. Okay, we're going to run that. And if we run this, we end up with 3,900 attack with 186% crit damage. But that's with the crit rate ring there. If we run this, we could go with 164% crit damage. And then we could swap this over to that. And then we get 4,150 attack, which is a little bit more than we had previously. But honestly, not that much. This is getting a little sketchy. So we didn't really get that much more stats. Obviously, we upgraded that amulet. But if we go ahead and use this rage ring and then we drop these boots, we are missing a lot of crit rate. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because we absolutely need max crit rate in order for us to succeed here. Now, we do have this weapon. We could upgrade it. We do have some of those boots that we could use. Let's go ahead and upgrade first this weapon here. I'm debating because we could cash in some of those assassin pieces from the event, but I kind of wanted to do it without using those. So let's go ahead and just upgrade this weapon here. I think the upgrading the weapon is better than upgrading those other boots that we have, simply for the fact that we have to use this weapon pretty much, and those boots can be changed by the other 6-star boots that we actually have. So I'm going to go ahead and run this and just upgrade it and see where we end up here. Hopefully we roll crit rate, and it could change our build a little bit. It rolled speed. That's actually pretty bad. Now we have 140 speed. That is not good, actually. We have too much speed now, and it might be worth it to run a standard comp with William and Joseph and things like that, but I don't really want to do that. So I think our only choice is to use some boots like these. And we're going to lose a lot of crit rate here, but maybe we can make it work if we run something like this. And we upgrade this ring to have an additional, 24% crit rate. Let's see, that'll give us another 20, put us quite far away still from the max crit rate. Ooh, this is getting a little tricky. Let's see here. Is there anything else we could run? I think this is our best option, though. Let's go ahead and just upgrade these boots and see where we end up. Well, this is getting a little sketchy because we are now scraping the bottom of the barrel in regards to gear charms and gear in general. I don't really want to use all of our boots to upgrade. Maybe we could go ahead and cash in some gear charms. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. So I went ahead and just bought a couple of the gear charms just so we could see what this plus 15 boot is. Ends up being, it rolls another speed roll. That is terrible. We end up with the same exact speed. That is really unfortunate. Actually, our gear pieces rolled too much speed here. Wow. I'm not sure how we're gonna solve this problem.
Approximately 10 hours later.
So after staring at Nathalia's gear for a while, I was thinking maybe we have potential here with actually swapping up the gear in order for us to get a lot less speed, but still be able to farm some of those Ash 11 slash Ash 12 pieces. I think with this gear set here, we're going to need a little bit more crit rate here, but we have 94% crit rate. So we're going to need to make up the crit rate here with this ring. We could also plus 15 these boots, the weapon we could plus 15. We could go ahead and plus 15 the helmet if we wanted to. We could even plus 9 this piece. Let's just go ahead and do that actually. Maybe we get lucky here and we pull off a insane crit rate roll. We got a health roll. We could go ahead and go to 12 here. We're going to be using this on our Zac, and we have plenty of chest piece charms. Maybe roll a crit rate. Another health roll. Terrible roll there. We could go ahead and upgrade this weapon. This weapon is quite good for us right now. We actually are out of gear charms. I don't think there's anything else we could really upgrade. Maybe we could try this ring. It is quite close. Maybe we have enough gear charms to go ahead and bring it to that 14 level. Not quite. But we could go ahead and bring it to the plus 12 or 13 level, which gives us another 3% crit rate, which puts us at 97%. Sorry, not 99%. 97%. Let's go ahead and try to run this in Ash 11 and see if I can farm some Ash 11 pieces. Again, that fact that rolled into double speed on both pieces when we took that to 15 actually ruined our whole strategy here. I did not think that the third ascension for Nathalia was going to be such a big problem, but I guess I probably should have waited until we started farming Ash 12. Just a habit, so I guess this is a big portion into managing your ascensions, why you shouldn't just drop ascensions into certain heroes without thinking. But maybe we could make sure we get Ash 11 on farm here, and that's the real kicker. If we get Ash 11 on farm, we could start farming up some Ash 11 pieces for Ash 12, and then I can go ahead and showcase when we actually reach that point where we can actually farm Ash 12. It would be quite nice to be able to farm Ash 12, obviously, but Ash 11 is going to be good enough at this point. So let's go ahead and see what the speed is like. Hopefully we're behind the boss. I'm not quite sure. We are behind the boss. So this is the Ash 11. This should be good to go. We might need to fiddle with our Mary's HP or maybe upgrade some Nathalia gear. Obviously, we're going to need a 15 amulet or ring here. Make sure we're critting every single time. That time we only got the attack buff, which is good to note because we'll have to see if we have enough damage here. We don't quite have enough damage, so that's going to hurt us for the Ash 11 clear. But that's not going to be a big deal. We can go ahead and upgrade that weapon, the amulet, not the amulet, the boot, the weapon, and the ring here. Make sure we get all those good stuff on farm. But I really want to showcase Ash 11 clear. Let me go see if I can get any gear charms from anywhere and come back to you. So I went ahead and scrounged up just a little bit of extra charms here. It wasn't too difficult because Endless Trials has reset. So I did a little bit of Endless Trials, and we got an extra 55 attack, and we got the 6% crit rate roll, which is perfect. It puts us at 103% crit rate. So we're back into Ash 11 after we upgraded that weapon. Hopefully that 55 attack will make the difference to make sure we're clearing out all the imps. Now, if we get the 3 buffs, we're going to clear out the imps. It was really when we got that specific scenario of 2 buffs. And I think after thinking about it, I have a solution that will go ahead and work with this pretty big struggle that we kind of have to replace a lot of our pieces since they rolled so much speed here. Obviously, if you get a crit damage ring, everything changes like a solid one with a lot of crit rate. That's the big problem, is that you don't have a lot of crit damage to go with your lots of attack at the beginning of the game, and it's very difficult to be able to reach those high numbers to clear out the imps. But I think we have a solution. I'll go over that after if we go ahead and beat this stage. I think we should be able to beat this here. It shouldn't be a big problem. And that means that Ash 11 is on farm for us. I believe we have enough damage. If we don't, we can go ahead and finish the Endless Trials that I was doing. Upgrade the boots a couple of times because they are sitting at not maxed out. We could also upgrade the weapon. We have a couple of upgrades that we could actually do here in order for us to go ahead and get this Ash 11 on clear. But I think we should be able to beat this. Let's just see that. Ooh, we took a big hit there with our Santis. So actually, Santis is a little squishy. If we had Santis a little tankier, we would have won. So looks like we have a couple of things to work on, but I think there's a perfect solution here in regards to progressing our account. And I normally wouldn't recommend this to a lot of people, but I actually think it's a really good early game option for a lot of people. And that is to purchase the warrior boots right here. 6-star attack percentage boots, got crit rate, crit damage. Another one we could purchase is going to be not the warrior chain for us, because we actually have a decent amulet that's 6-star, but the weapon could turn out even better. The chest piece could turn out better, and the helmet could turn out better with crit rate and crit damage. Now these are obviously RNG based rolls, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the boots here. And if you want to see how they roll, be sure to tune into the next episode, because I gotta get a lot more gear charms. But we're gonna have Ash 11 on farm. I just gotta go 6-star Santis, and that should be no big deal. If you want to check out, see how I resolve getting us into Ash 12 as soon as possible with our poor rolls that we ended up rolling, be sure to check out the next episode, and I'll see you then.